Long distance relationships are hard. Many long D relationships fail and they're quite difficult. I met my current girlfriend in a foreign country and we quickly fell in love. We decided to give long D a shot, but being from a totally different country, language, customs, beliefs, and attitudes were all different from the North American standard. So things aren't always easy. But we do love each other, and we put hard work into it. I didn't buy her many gifts, not because I couldn't afford finer things like necklaces and rings. It's just that where she comes from is a simple place, so she was always a pretty simple person. She smiles easily and would be entertained by the little things. But one gift I did manage to get her was a miniature giraffe I won at the town carnival. It had enormously huge eyes and a sad expression on its face. It was cute, and the eyes resembled my girlfriend, big and generous. It became one of her most prized possessions when we separated, and she had to go back to her home country. We named the giraffe Christian, after watching 50 Shades of Grey. We both loved that movie and found the name funny and appropriate. He looked like a Christian. Then something strange happened. Recently, she'd been getting distant from me. From originally talking 3 hours every night, we talked less and less. Skype calls eventually became phone calls, and phone calls dwindled into simple text messages. I asked her if anything was wrong. She said, nothing. One night after getting home from a long day, I got a strange message from her. Why did you leave me here? I paused. Oh no, it was one of these again. I reassured my love for her and proceeded to steer the conversation somewhere else. I'm cold at night. I never get to be under the covers when I sleep. Well, that was odd. I asked her, then why don't you? Because she doesn't let me. This got my attention and I lost my wish to sleep. Who? I was confused, but what was she talking about? I messaged her a couple more times, but I got no response. I tried calling and messaging my girlfriend after that weird exchange of messages, but still, nothing. Was she dumping me? I thought. That explains the bizarre behavior. I guess she was trying to distance herself from me. Many days passed. I almost gave up when one night, about 3 a.m, my phone suddenly lit up. The bright screen light woke me up, and considering it was such an hour, I decided to check for emergencies. I didn't expect anything, but it was her. And it wrote, I loved you the moment I saw you. Do you love me too? Again, she needed reassurance. Yes, of course I do. Then why did you give me away? What are you talking about? Why did you give me away? I know that the moment you saw me, you fell in love with my big eyes. You know I fell in love with you too, since I saw you at the carnival. How much I'd wanted you to take me home, to be hugged in your arms till I fell asleep each night. Instead, I have to sleep every night alone in the cold with her. Do you know how much I love you? I miss you. Now you'll never see her again. And I'm happy. I messaged her again. I was legitimately concerned about her well-being. What was she talking about? Who's her? And what about the carnival? She didn't reply again. I didn't understand until 2 weeks later. Police had busted into my girlfriend's apartment after her neighbor complained about a wrenching odor drifting into her apartment. Apparently, my girlfriend had been dead for at least 3 weeks. There were no signs of a break-in or a struggle or anything really, and no visible marks on my girlfriend's body. The police said she had simply had a heart attack and collapsed to the ground one day. I told them about the messages and the fact that she had indeed messaged me just 2 weeks before. I tried to dig up our old text messages, but for some reason I couldn't find them. I blew my brain just thinking of how this can suddenly just happen until one day I took a closer look at the evidence sent to me by the investigators, and then I understood. I looked closer at the photo taken at the scene of my girlfriend's apartment. And as I looked even closer at her bed, I realized sleeping in her place under the covers was Christian. And a grin of acknowledgement spread across my face. You devil. It's all because you didn't want to sleep in the cold, isn't it?